Hey there guys, I'm Alex and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be just looking at some new animatronics from Home Depot for this year. And I have seen photos of these on Instagram, and these were actually found on the Home Depot website is what someone told me. So these aren't leaks, or I at least don't think so from what people have told me. But yeah, today we're going to be looking at these. So these are all life-sized guys, and looks like they have a pretty cool lineup of animatronics for this year. Now, they're not all animatronics. I think some of them might be props, but they're all really cool. So let's just start off with the first guy here, which he looks awesome. Now, what I can see, I feel like this guy's gonna be a big guy like the skeleton we saw last year from Home Depot by how he looks, because the base looks similar to that guy, and this guy looks huge. So I think this guy will be a big 12-foot guy like the skeleton we saw last year. And it's kind of like this pumpkin guy. So if we zoom in here, you can see his face, which looks cool. And then the rest of him, just pretty simple. And yeah. So he definitely looks amazing. But he's probably going to be a lot if he is a big 12-foot guy like a skeleton we saw last year. But here is the next one right here, which are these two trick-or-treaters. So this is a set of two. I think these guys look like they may be smaller, but I think they do look cool. They don't look animated at all unless their heads turn or something. But I feel like these guys are just going to be props that come in a set of two. And looks like they just have like normal clothing, trick-or-treat bags, and then of course their heads are pumpkins, which I think is very cool. And these guys, I'd honestly say they are very cool. And I'm not sure if they'd be something I'd buy, but they are cool. And next here, I did see someone actually do an unboxing of this. So it's kind of like this boat, which has this kind of like Reaper type of guy on it, and a couple of just black skeletons in the boat, which looks nice. So they kind of just use like a dark type of theme for this with the gold, which I think looks great. And then of course his face lights up red. So I think that this is definitely a very cool one. But since this has lots of stuff to it and it's like a big boat, I'd probably say it's gonna be like $500 or so, maybe less. Just depends how big this is. But I don't really think it would be something I'd buy, but I'd still say it is pretty cool. And next up, we have this kind of like skeleton Keen, which looks amazing. I've never seen any props like this before. There might be some out there, but I have never seen any. And the face looks cool in this guy. Like, not like a skeleton, but it may actually be kind of like a zombie. And he has that crown and stuff. And then he is holding this skeleton thing on the side here. And he's wearing clothing that kind of makes him look like a Keen. So I'd say this guy's pretty cool. And I feel like he's a zombie type of prop, which is gonna be amazing. And he honestly looks very amazing, this guy. And we'll love to see him in stores this year. And next up here, so the Keen, this is a knight that kind of goes along with that theme. And I wouldn't say this guy's my favorite, but he still looks pretty cool. Now, he has kind of like this big axe on the side here. And then you can see he's a skeleton. And he just has like knight armor on, which looks cool. And his eyes light up, and I assume his mouth moves. But he looks cool, but again, with this guy, I don't think he would be a prop that I'd kind of buy, but I'd still say he's pretty cool. But he definitely is not like the best one of this year, but he's still pretty cool. And if you saw last year the Jack in the Box, this is just a reskin of it, which I honestly think the other one was better. This one just doesn't look the best. And it's just honestly a reskin. They could have done like a whole lot better making a new prop instead of just reskinning a very popular one from last year. They could have like adjusted some things about it, made him a bit better, but they just reskinned it. So if you want this guy, I'd recommend checking out the one from last year because it is better. Next here we have this, which I have never seen an animatronic or prop like this before. It's kind of weird. Now it's like this plant type of thing. I have never seen any props like this before. Now, of course, it has like vines and leaves going up, and then big leaves on the side, and a mouth which looks like it moves. Now, this kind of looks cool, honestly, in my opinion, and I think it's kind of like a weird concept that they made, but I honestly really love how this looks, and he's definitely one of my favorites of the animatronics that we've seen so far from Home Depot. And this guy just honestly looks amazing. I'm not sure if he'd be one of that I'd buy, but he's definitely one of my favorites I've seen so far because it's so original. Haven't seen anything like this before, and just honestly looks amazing. And next here we have this Reaper. Now we've seen Reapers in the past, but I don't think we've ever seen any like this one. Now, of course, his like pull thing, I'm not sure what you call those, but it looks like it's made out of a skeleton, which is cool. His chest and eyes light up, and I'd say his clothing is okay. Just for this guy, he looks cool, and I'd probably say he's one that I would maybe buy. But yeah, this guy does look cool. And next here we have this, which is, I'm not fully sure what's supposed to be, kind of like an angel or something, but it lights up purple, which is cool. It has that sword right there, which is cool. And you can't really see its face, just kind of lights up purple, but it's black. And its clothing is mainly black and its wings. So, I think this is kind of like an angel. I'm not, like, fully sure what it's supposed to be. But I'd say this one isn't too much of my favorite, but it is okay. Next up here, we have this witch. Now, I don't really like witch props the most. I'd say this one is okay. I'd probably have to see it in person to say if I like it or not, because you can't really see too much from this photo. So I'd have to see this in person to really give an overall opinion on it. But from the looks of it, I'd say it's okay, but I don't really know too much about what it does. And finally here we have this queen right here, which I'm not sure if it's supposed to go along with the king that we've seen earlier in this video, but it might be, or just might be just a totally different prop. But I don't think this is too much of my favorite, really. Now, if you look right there, it does look like the mouth moves, but I'm not sure too much or other what it does. Probably moves its head and stuff, but this one isn't too much of my favorite. But it also does have that skeleton pull like the other guy, so it may go along with that. I'm not too sure, but we'll just have to wait and see. So there are all the new life-size props from Home Depot that we've seen. Now, last year, actually, in Canada, the Home Depot didn't carry some of their props that they had in the U.S., which was kind of disappointing because they always have the same stuff in the U.S. and in Canada. but last year they didn't, which I'm not sure if it's due to COVID or if it's just due to other stuff. But hopefully this year they will have all their props that they do have in the US in Canada, because I definitely like to see this in person. And out of all these, I definitely say this one might be my favorite since it's just so original and I just love the look of this. But we'll just have to wait and see, because when I see them in person, my opinion may change. But yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm going to be trying to post daily or as much as I can over the summer since I don't have school, so I have more time to make these videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.